Welcome to all of you in this lecture that is just dedicated to the significant figure. So in this video I am going to tell you a brief idea about the significant figure, which is generally a most important and most general topic of the branch of science. So our topic is significant figure. For the sake of convenience, I have just made this slide in which I have already mentioned the rules what we are going to discuss in order to understand the significant figures. So let's start. So what exactly are the significant figure? As you know very well, when we study the physics, then we have to encounter a lot of experiments, and by the experiments we conclude such numbers which is a specific constant for a particular experiment. So that particular experiment which gives us a conclusion in terms of numbers, those numbers can be reliably correct or incorrect, or those numbers can be reliably in such a manner that those numbers may be vary or that they may be fixed. So in what situation we say them as a significant figure? Okay, so in this lecture we are going to discuss the same. So our topic is significant figure, and what exactly the meaning by this, I have just prepared this very short definition which is just dedicated to the significant figure. So in measurement, you just consider any measurement in the science, whether it is of physics, whether it is of chemistry, whether it is of biology. So in any measurement, the numbers which are reliably known, I am just underlining this word, this is the most important word for this definition which makes it important. So the number which are reliably known and 1 plus first digit which is uncertain. So what we are emphasizing here, the numbers which are just reliably known and plus first digit. So you have to just remember these two things. We have to say those numbers in a measurement which are just reliably known. It means that the numbers what we can consider as a fixed value, so they are just reliable, they are just for not only the subject to change but the fixed value what we can say, and then is the first digit in that measurement. Okay, so I have just written there all the different values in different measurements, so in which here you can say this is the first digit and the other numbers what we say they are significant or not. So just let's start. So as you know, we just work on a decimal system. All the experiment in the science are done according to the decimal system. So what are the decimal system? In decimal system we take only the numbers from 0 to 9. So it's such that these are the total 10 numbers, in which 1 to 9 are non-zero numbers and 0 is a simple 0 number. So whenever you see these numbers from 1 to 9, they will always be counted as the significant figure. Now what's about the 0? So for 0 I have just made these 3 rules. So in what situation 0 will be counted as significant figure or not? So there is a 3 rules for zeros. So if in a measurement, if the 0 is trapped between two non-zero values, like this is a 8 and this is 9 and there is a 0 between 8 and 9. So this is a trapped 0. This is just trapped 0 between the two digits. So this 0 will be counted as significant figure, right? Now what about the leading zeros? Leading zeros are those zeros which are just in front of a particular number, like this one. Here is the 3 is just leading number, and what is the leading 0? You can say here 8 is situated just after the 0. So 0 is just leading to 8. So here 0 will be called as a leading 0. So these kinds of zeros are not considered as what a significant figure. So this will be not considered as a significant figure. Now what about the trailing zeros? Trailing zeros are those zeros which are just placed after a particular digit, like this one. Okay, so these are the trailing zeros which are just situated after the digits. So for the trailing zero we are again having two situations. One is for decimal and another for not a decimal. So if those zeros which are just trailing and they are containing such a measurement in which a decimal point is there, then they will be counted as a significant figure, like this. Here decimal point is mentioned. That's why all the trailing zeros, these 3 zeros will be counted as a significant figures. Now what about these zeros? These are just leading zeros, so we will not count them. And if there is no decimal point in a measurement, then we will not count those zeros as a significant figure. Now just apply these 3 rules on these different measurements of a particular different experiments. So here you can see this is 20.000. 20.000. So 2 is just a decimal system number, so it will count it as a significant figure. Now what about this 0? This is just what? Trailing 0. And trailing 0 we will apply this rule because decimal is given in the number. So the total significant figure will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are the total 5 significant figure. Now what about this measurement? Here you can see this 0 is just leading 0. This 0 is just leading 0, so this will not count it as a significant figure because this rule is applied here, never significant figure. So what are the rest numbers? This is 1, 2, 0, 0, 1. These two zeros are just trapped between these two fixed values, so we will count them as a significant figure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, again 5 significant figure. Now what about this one? This is 3.0800. So again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 significant figure. These are the two zeros which are just leading, so we will not count it as a significant figure. Only these 3 digits are significant figure. Now this is 0.007, again 1, this will be counted. This is 2370, this 0 is just trailing 0 and there is a decimal, so it will count it as a significant figure. There is a decimal, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Again 1, 2, 3, 4, because this 0 is just trailing and decimal point is there. Now what about this one? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again they will not count it as 0 as a significant figure, only 3 will be counted as 1. Now again, the powers in a measurement are never taken as a significant figure. Just remember this. So only these two numbers will be a significant figure, 1, 2. Now this is trapped 0 between the two decimal numbers, fixed non-zero numbers. So this digit will have 3 significant figure. Again 1, 2, 3, and there is a decimal, so they will be counted as a 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and here only 1, 2, 3, and here 1. This will not counted as a significant figure because it's just leading 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 3 here. Sorry. Now this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here 5 significant figure there because these are 3 zeros are trailing. So trailing zeros, and sorry, this will not be counted as a significant figure because there is no decimal in this figure. So only 1 and 2 will be counted as a significant figure. These 2 zeros will not be counted as significant figure because they are trailing without decimal. So these are just simple examples. Why them you can just revise the structure of significant figure. So this is all done about a significant figure.